Well, guys, it is the next morning. The transfer window is finally closed. So, we have a pretty good transfer window. Actually, it's one of the best that we ever had so far. There's a couple of things we definitely need to talk about. For today, involving two transfers regarding them especially. Okay, first one is Alexander Isak. Isak, as you know, has been unveiled as our new number 9. Alright, he joined over in a Newcastle and at a range of 130 million pounds. The bid is actually totaling that, but Liverpool is only required to pay 125 mil upfront. Alright, the other 5 mil is actually due to solidarity payment system. I don't know how it works. Okay, so in a way, right, it's like a 5 million discount. Okay, from a Newcastle side, so at least the fee is a little bit, quite a fair bit less than 150 mil. Everyone was actually pricing Alexander Isak, and that's another thing as well, because right, okay, I want to talk a little bit more about Mark Guehi's transfer. As you know, actually, as of now, the transfer has actually collapsed because of Igor's the replacement supposed coming from Mark Guehi. He actually pulled out of his loan deal and will go over from Brighton over to West Ham United. As a result of that, right, okay, because at this point, right, Mark Guehi was already doing his medical at that point in London. So he was actually supposed to be done already with his medical and supposed to be coming over to Liverpool. And as it turns out, because of that particular development, okay, the deal has been halted and has collapsed for the time being. The thing is, right, what really played to this particular development is Glasner actually, there are reports and rumors of Glasner actually threatening to resign Crystal Palace as manager, resign his post as manager if Guehi does get sold. So if you ask me, right, okay, Glasner is being a freaking selfish prat. Let's just put it that way. Okay, that pretty much, already Guehi has long made up his mind to go to Liverpool, and at that point, right, when the transfer deal actually collapsed, I can really imagine how the feelings and emotions that he'll be going through. I can really do. I do feel so sorry for Guehi. I really do. Because, right, the way that he has been treating this entire transfer has been so professional behind the lines, okay? Being the good guy he is, okay, unfortunately didn't do him any favors. So, for most of us, right, we kind of think of it this way. Isak, the way that he forced his transfer, like actually going on strike for like the whole 2 months he didn't play for Newcastle this entire time, okay, and yeah, all the strikers that were going around this place, Risa also was on strike, okay, before he eventually joined Newcastle. So Isak was on strike before he joined Liverpool. Yeah, so a lot of Newcastle fans, right, thought that he was a snake to be on his end. But then the thing is, right, okay, Isak was right to do this, okay, to be on strike to force his transfer, whereas Mark Guehi actually didn't. Yeah, okay. Then again, right, it's also partially our fault because we could have bid for 40 million. But then again, right, on total hindsight, it was luckily that Joe Gomez actually stayed behind, because it was actually reported the AC Milan wanted to go for a permanent deal for Joe Gomez, but that didn't kind of pan out well. I guess in FSG actually did have this foresight that this can potentially happen, so he stopped. Richard Hughes must have stopped Joe Gomez were actually leaving the club out and letting the deal materialize. But not such a big of a deal, because we do actually have, right, okay, we still have 4 central defenders, including plus another couple more who can also play at the back. So at this point in time now, we do have Virgil van Dijk, Konate was good back in his best in the Arsenal game, I have to say, okay, pretty much, okay. We also have Gomez, okay, he's still back. Leone, we haven't heard from him for that much yet, okay. Actually, on the flip side, it is good that Guehi is actually a little bit delayed. Let's just hold to speak there. At least for the time being, we should be able to see some development of Leone. We can kind of groom it in the process right now. If Guehi's transfer has kind of been on hold for the time being, I wouldn't really say completely collapsed, but it is actually on hold, kind of delayed for that matter. We probably be able to go back in for Guehi again, either in January for a less price, maybe 15 mil, 20 mil, or we pick him up for free in the next summer window. Either way, I mean, it's not such a big of a deal because we still have 4 central defenders. Plus, of course, we know Endo can play CB, Grammar can also play CB. Yeah, but really, Glasgow is being an utter dickhead right now, okay? Because as to really just being this adamant of not having any replacements, and yeah, he just stopped the deal just like that, okay? And you know what will also be the next kind of domino that may eventually fall, okay? Because right, there's some talk of Manchester United actually like sacking Amorim, okay, Ruben Amorim, after his recent run of bad results, okay? And there's also talk that Glasner may also head to that particular direction. And maybe Amorim can go over to Bayer Leverkusen. If you actually happen to know that Erik ten Hag was actually sacked as manager of Bayer Leverkusen, and so he was sacked. Yeah, there's a new nickname for him, Erik ten Hag, or rather Eric 10 weeks, because he barely lasted for under 10 weeks and then he was actually gone. So those are some of the transfer news I do have for you. I mean, we didn't really have like Guehi. I would rather say it's a deal that's kind of delayed over the next few months, because I'm sure we can go back in again in January. So as of now, the transfers that has come in right now, okay, let's take it straight from the top. We actually had Mamadashvili actually agreed from last summer, okay, Mamadashvili. We also have Freddie Woodman, okay, who also played in our preseason game as one of our keepers. We also have Armin Petchy. We had 3 new goalkeepers that came in total. All right, Armin Petchy. Okay, as of our outfield players, we did manage to get 2 new wing backs. We have fullback, sorry. We have Milos Kerkis and we have Jeremy Frimpong. Center defender, we have Giovanni Leone. Okay, we also have, as far as our midfielders go, we only just have one, which is our attacking midfielder for Verts. Okay, and as our forward line, we actually do have quite a few that's actually come in. We have Hugo Ekitike, Alexander Isak. We also have Wright that also came in, one of our youngsters that has also recently come in as well. So we do have a lot of transfers that come in, okay? So that didn't take away that the fact this was a very good window, okay? A very good window. And we did recoup for quite a few, all right, in terms of like sales. I mean, we did recoup quite a fair bit. So that's why our net spend, despite spending all this, is only around like 220, 230 million pounds, which is actually not that much in all seriousness, because we did sell Diaz, we did sell Nunez, we also did sell Kwanzaa. There are quite a few players. Doak we also have sold. We also have let Tyler Morton go. We also let Harvey Elliott go. I mean, on a loan and an obligation to buy a little bit later. So yeah, 35 mil. If you ask me, for Harvey Elliott, seems a little bit low, because he was the under 21 or is it under 23 Euro winning cap player. So yeah, I don't see why that he should actually be gone for this low. If anything, right, he should have gotten for even more than that. But it was a loan deal first with obligation to buy. Okay, so I guess it's not exactly the worst thing, but at least, right, I really hope it will gain some leverage in actually like recruiting how would I say yeah, Morgan Rogers a little bit later. There's some talk about Morgan Rogers like being a leverage for that, okay? Because actually, when Elliot goes over to Aston Villa, and I mean, we can hopefully go grab Morgan Rogers. If you ask me, January window, we definitely only a few pieces of the puzzles needed to complete our squad. So for now, we can live with it. But for January, I already said Guehi, Morgan Rogers, and the other one is Adam Wharton, the defensive midfielder of Crystal Palace. So hopefully, if that can be done, at least our squad be a lot more complete. So at least that can also be like taking our squad forward for the years to come, at least for next 2 years to come. But definitely some things to take care of in the future is definitely a right winger as a succession plan for Salah. So let's see how it pans out over in the next few weeks. But for now, we're headed into the international break, and of course, by the time we get back, it will be the Premier League proper, and by the time And by the time this happens, Frimpong will be back from injury, and Isak will be ready to go. Isak has been called to the Swedish squad, so he probably will go get some minutes to gain some match fitness first. So let's see if he's fit enough to actually start the next game, but let's see what happens first, alright? Angry Rayman out here, there'll be more to come.